So yeah, yesterday I'm on Twitter and a lot of people are like, "Oh, Trump needs to enforce the Production Act." I'm like, "Okay, what's the Defense Production Act? I haven't heard of that." But as you may or may not know, there have been so many bills within the last few weeks that have passed under our noses that we haven't been paying attention to. For example, the 5G bills. So this is just another one of those bills that has been passed, amended under our noses. It's called the Defense Production Act. Basically what it does is it says that every company in the United States, and even the world that has a partnership with the United States, has to prioritize orders from the government. That means any order the government puts in, that company has to prioritize it. That means right now they're saying it's, necessary because of the coronavirus. And there's so many things that the hospital needs like ventilators, masks, which I've already stated isn't true because I've had my Chinese wholesalers from my business give me rates on masks and gloves and all types of medical supplies. Now the ventilators, I don't have any knowledge on. Maybe they do need those made. And apparently General Motors is the first company that's going to be, prioritizing that order from the government to say, we don't need to make any more cars right now. We're not making anything else, just these orders that the United States has put in. The interesting part of it is that you have to look at the wording of these things, the legislative wording. We have to prioritize the government and prioritize what they call the defense industrial base. So basically, in this order, it doesn't say anything about the benefits of the people, the benefits of the children, the benefits of, the citizens. It's basically saying we're prioritizing these things for the benefit of the Defense Department of the United States government. Another another part of this Defense Production Act that was concerning to me was the section that talks about voluntary agreements, the third section of this bill. It says that the government can make any private business, any private sector, agree to a voluntary agreement, which means that it will do any work, any order for the government as a voluntary agreement for free. It specifically says that health workers and first responders will be the first to abide by this voluntary agreement because their services are needed, whether they have the budget to pay them or not, whether they have the free time or not. Their services are needed. Some companies do go against the government and do have contracts with other countries. For example, like Chevy that has contracts with Mexico and they do a lot of their production in Mexico. It also states that if the government decides that they can no longer work with other countries, they want all that production to be done within the United States, and they have the right to say that. No, you cannot work with Mexico, you cannot work with any other country, you can only do everything within the United States, which I kind of understand. You want to internalize everything. But what I was telling my husband is those companies that go against the United States, maybe procedures or intimidation, they could say all of your services are going to be voluntary. And not only are all of your services going to be voluntary, that means that your workers are now voluntary. And so my husband said, well, what if I disagree? What if I say, well, I quit? I don't know. Do you have the option to quit? Will these medical workers and first responders have the ability to say, no? That concerns what is a voluntary agreement? What's the specifications of that?